I'm Dr. Jincy and my co-author is Dr. Father Chikkanna. And our work is titled Female Involvement in Crimes Against Children in India. Coming to the crimes against children in India, they are basically sexual abuse, trafficking, exploitation, neglect and violence. And many of them are happening within the trusted environment such as families and communities. Traditionally, such offences have been viewed as male-dominated or they are largely focused on male perpetrators. However, there is emergency evidences indicates that female involvement, though comparatively low, is both real and significant, often taking indirect, facilitative or less visible forms. Despite this, female offending remains under-researched and underreported due to the deep-rooted gender stereotypes, lower suspicion, and detection rates and social and cultural reluctance to acknowledge such roles. So the main objective of the study to examine the involvement of women in crimes against children. Majority of the data has been taken from National Crime Records Bureau 2024. Coming to the female offenders, the nature of their involvement, they are broadly divided into three sections: facilitators or accomplices, caregivers enabling abuse, and the third one involved in trafficking networks, that is they act as recruiters, transporters or middle agents. Key roles played them are: first one, recruiting children. They lure or pursue children into such kind of exploitative situations. They try to gain a kind of trust with the victims. They use familiarity and emotional closeness to build such a kind of trust. And they use threats, guilt or manipulation to keep these victims quiet. They try to control these victims and they try to silence these victims. Their involvement is less visible but enables and sustains crimes against children. And the types of crimes involving women are broadly divided into three sections: sexual abuse cases, human trafficking cases and domestic abuses. Women may be primarily offenders in some cases, but more often they play indirect, enabling or supportive roles. Coming to the socio-psychological dimensions, these abuses often occur within the trusted relationships. Children less likely to suspect these women. So this affect kind of trauma, anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorders in the kids. The female involvement complicates such kind of situations. The victim's disclosure, the emotional trust systems, everything becomes complicated due to the familiarity. The involvement of women, often in subtle and relational roles, creates unique socio-psychological challenges that influence child vulnerability, silence and long-term mental health outcomes. And coming to the section of reporting, under-reporting issues, the main majority of the barriers comes under the social stigma and shame. Majority of the cases have become underreported due to the fear of family breakdown and emotional attachment to the female offenders. Also, the victim's fear of not being believed, and also there is a huge gap for cultural silence due to this abuse. Underreporting perpetuates abuse. Breaking the silence through awareness, support and safe reporting mechanisms are essential for justice and healing. The criminal justice challenges, as it is already said, due to the low reporting, there is low conviction. So, coming to the justice challenges, first one is the delayed trials, second one is the insensitive investigation, and third is the lack of child-friendly procedures. Also, the female offenders may receive less suspicion and differential legal treatment. There exists systematic gaps and gender biases in criminal justice system, hinder timely justice and discourage the victims from coming forward. Gender patterns, coming to the gender patterns and justice outcomes, the cases involving female offenders often become under-investigated and this may lead to lower conviction rates. There is also a bias towards these women, that is, women seen as caregivers, not as perpetrators. This leads to systematic blind spots. Gender biases and stereotypes in the justice system result in unequal scrutiny, delayed justice, and weak accountability in cases involving female offenders. So the major findings are: first one, there are indirect roles. Sometimes there are primary offenders, but in most of the cases there are indirect roles are crucial in enabling crimes. Women often act as accomplices, caregivers, and intermediaries, especially in family-based or trust-based settings. Abuse frequently occurs within known and trusted networks and not by the strangers in majority of the cases. Social stigma, emotional attachment, and cultural signs discourage the disclosure. Women are seen as caregivers, leading to lower suspicion and weaker investigation. The delays, insensitive procedures, and a lack of child-friendly mechanisms weaken the case outcomes. So, coming to the conclusion of our study, crimes against children in India are complex and deeply rooted in social structures requiring multi-dimensional analysis. While male offenders dominate statistics, the female involvement, though less visible, is a critical and often overlooked dimension. The women roles are largely indirect, as already suggested, relational and facilitative, operating within the trusted environments, which makes detection more difficult. The gender stereotypes portraying women only as caregivers contributing to underreporting, under-investigation, and weak accountability. So the criminal justice system faces serious structural challenges, including delayed trials and insensitive procedures. Thank you.
So you said most of the abusers are not to the victims, right? Trauma related when the abusers are exposed to the community. So you're saying that it is underreported. How do you see compared to male criminality to female criminality? What is the percentage? Can you say anything about?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact percentage, but according to my perspective, our society views the male predators, male predators, as common and female predators not as common as the male predators. So children easily trust the women because they, from the very childhood onwards, they see the women as their caregivers. So they cannot understand, they cannot find out the evilness within these female predators.
Maybe I think it's just 2 to 3%, right?
Yeah, that's what the first sessions of.
Yeah. You said there is lack of child-friendly procedures. Is it real? Because in POCSO Act, it containing lot of child-friendly procedures. Do you go through it?
Yes, it is true that justice always protects children. It is true, but in some cases, not only the justice system, from the family itself, the children are not getting that kind of protection. They are not getting that kind of that kind of awareness, that kind of courage to say the loud to the society. So from the family itself, it should be changed, I think.
Yeah. So there is law is there, but only the infrastructure, right?
Yes.
That's lacking. That's missing. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.